This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this message serve as your warning. This channel discusses the harsh reality of true crime. If this warning is not sufficient for you, consider a different genre and unsubscribe from my channel immediately. Hey, what's going on? Freaks! How's it going, everybody? Somebody accidentally timed out Jenny 8675309, not the 8675309, which also has his name Jenny. No, I'm not too bad. Not too bad. And thank you, Mike D, for the pre-show super chat. Thank you. How's it going? All right. Thank you, Scott Holland. Oops. Getting my calculator out, don't you know? Thank you. Oh, yeah. So hopefully people are, I just sent another batch of 9 notebooks out today. So hopefully they get to you, it seems like in 2 or 3 days. That's pretty sweet. Yeah. It's not too bad, right, Claire? It's solid. Yeah, and if you don't get yours like in 5 days or something, let me know. Because sometimes when people win, well, it's not winning this time. Sometimes when people send in PayPals or whatever, they don't even, they're not for notebooks. They didn't think of the notebook. But if you send in the 25 and you were trying to get a notebook, make sure to type notebook in the message area. That's on PayPal. God, it's seems so quiet. There we go. Yeah, I signed it. I sign them. I mean, sometimes I kind of write similar things because I don't really have much to say other than be safe out there. And hey, thanks for, thank you and that kind of thing. Well, thanks, Momo. Yeah, some people think that. I think we offer something better here than other people. There's people that have this really organized thing that they put out there, but really aren't really, they don't really give you their thoughts or anything. It's just pure, here's the information, and they're not collating it and making it make sense and theorizing or anything like that. And that's how you figure out what's going on, not just, regurgitating people's information. Obviously you have to do that with the news and everything, but you take that information and then try to figure out what it means. And I think that's where it's different over here. In a reasonable way, too, not some crazy conspiracy wacko. I was just thinking today, when they pick juries, the defense wants conspiratorial nut jobs, and the prosecutor wants logical, reasonable thinkers. Because there's cases out there that people are found innocent, or not guilty, when there's no way in hell they're not guilty. So then you figure, yeah, they must have had a few conspiratorial nut jobs on there. Hey, thanks, Teresa Murray. You know how there's always that one holdout? Like it was guilty, but it was 11-1. I think they need to get rid of the unanimous. It should be some other number. Like if it's 11-1, you're still guilty. Right? The thing where it's, although, when you watch the movie, 12 Angry Men or whatever the hell it was, makes you think, well, maybe it should be, hey, thank you so much, Quietly Frozen. Putting her in the spin, the wheel. Thanks, Kami. All right, we got an update here. First, I don't know if you saw. You remember that story of Andrea Knable? She was the girl that was. She would organize missing persons on the internet. Like try to find internet where missing people are, but organize it on the internet on various sites and whatnot. But they found a body today somewhere. They don't know if it's hers yet, but it seems like they're kind of leaning in that direction. Even the family is. Let's see. Move to a different screen here. Yeah, so Andrea, let me just show you a picture of her really quick. They said that the dental, preliminarily seems kind of like it's a pretty good match. So remember this girl right here? She was 39 years old at the time, 5'7", 190 pounds, was brown with blonde highlights, and apparently, hey, thanks, Circa then. And she's been missing this whole time, and hasn't been a lot of information on it, where she could have gone or anything like that over the years. This is back in 2019, looks like August 13th, 2019. So that's 3.25 years ago. A long time ago. And so, that's me. I had the wrong screen up. Okay, here we go. So, are remains found in Boyle County connected to missing Kentucky woman's case? So, I'm just going to let me just play the audio.
We have a developing story coming out of Boyle County where Kentucky State Police have discovered human remains. KSP investigators were called to Perryville around 7 o'clock Friday. After their search, we're told the Boyle County...
Yeah, the story was, she was seen late at, in the evening, and the 4000 block right here at a family member's home. I think she lived right here. She also had another address over in this area at one point. And then where they're saying her body was found was, let's see, where is it? I think I'm spun around. Yeah, that's right. There you go. It's way down here. So in terms of miles, could she have walked this far? It's 50-something miles. So that makes it seem more nefarious if that is her. Okay, they're not saying yet that is her, but they think it might be her.
Coroner transported the skeletal remains to the state medical examiner's office in Frankfort. Tonight, that office is working to identify the remains. And right now, we're learning those remains could potentially be related to one of Louisville's well-known unsolved cold cases. The family of Andrea Knable, who's been missing since 2019, has been in contact with KSP about the possible link. Tonight, they are speaking with Connor Steffen.
Investigators contacted Kentucky State Police in Richmond Post about the remains Friday night. The Knable family was notified shortly thereafter.
The family
It was
right
August 13th, 2019 when the single mother of two disappeared. She was last seen leaving her sister's house in Audubon Park. Mike Knable says the time frame of his daughter's disappearance meshes well with the time frame of the remains found in Boyle County. In a post to the Finding Andrea Facebook page, Knable's sister Erin said, "We have been in contact with KSP who's on the scene. Remains were found on a farm and the woman seems to have been deceased for 3 to 5 years. The remains haven't been to the coroner yet to get exact details. The detective working Andrea's case was made aware too. We will check back with them when they have more info." Dental records of Andrea's are similar to these remains. Speaking with us earlier, Andrea's father, Mike Knable, said this case does feel unique, but over the course of several years, the family's learned not to hold their breath. Coming up at 11, we'll have the conversation with the Knables in light of these new findings. For now, in Louisville, Connor Steffen, WHAS 11 on your side.
So, well, I guess we'll have to wait and see what it turns out, if that's her or not. I mean, it'd be great for the family to have answers. It's in the general vicinity. I mean, it's not 55 miles isn't right next door, but it's, you know, and the person died 3 to 5 years ago. Seems like it's a female, so they think it might be her. So we'll see. Well, if you've seen an update on that, let me know. Andrea Knable. Yeah, and then thank you to Kennelee Woodward Stone there. Yeah, that's exactly what Jenny Penny or 8675309 said. That his attorney is one of the dumbest people that's ever been an attorney. Apparently there was a moment in the, I think it's Mya Millete. Is that correct? Miliete? Because there's people that say Miliete and Millete, and you know, there's basically 3 ways. Miliete, Millete, and Miliete. Miliete is what I hear everybody say in the news, so I'm kind of assuming that that's it. Yeah. Yeah, but apparently at one point, his attorney suggested that, this is what she told me. She said that his attorney suggested that maybe Mya was, her body, or she called to have, I think it was FedEx, pick her body up in a box and take it somewhere. And everybody started laughing. Yeah. So, I mean, can you imagine that? That sounds like something right out of the wacko YouTube channels out there. Hey, have they considered that maybe Mya called up the FedEx and had them pick her up in a box? Yeah. Pretty crazy. Yeah, I mean, that's what I was like, no, she couldn't really have said that, but that's what 8675309. I didn't get to hear it, but apparently that's what, and everybody was laughing, apparently. The judge and just everybody. God, I mean, I think he's trying to get off on, like, poor counsel situation. I'll have to start all over again. He probably tried to find the dumbest person he could find. Oh yeah, but the first thing I was going to talk about was Bryan Kohberger here, so you guys don't have to wait around. Those of you that are here that aren't interested in anything other than that case, I'm going to be. I'll talk about that first, just so you won't have to sit through, God forbid, some other cases. All right, but go ahead and hit that like button. We're only at 177 with 629. That should be the first thing you do when you go into somebody else's creator with quotes around it. A creator's channel, when you're watching their show, you could at least just hit the damn like button. Pretty easy to do, right? But do something for God's sakes. It's not hard at all. You just press the button. You know? Well, I don't know if I really like it yet, Gray. You just started the show. Wasn't that, what, Mary Lou, weren't you supposed to say that?
I was, Gray, but you jumped in.
Yep, I sure did. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so here we go. Let me get to the, I think I have everything turned off on that, so hold on. I have to go way down here. Got so many. There we go. Boom. Tons of pins and all kinds of stuff. You know, I was looking at this today, and then I remembered somebody sent me an email with the cell phone location, cell tower location, so I added them to the scene, but I was already looking at the... So you guys remember, you know, obviously, Bryan Kohberger killed Ethan Chapin, Dana Kernodle, Madison Mogen, and Kaylee Gonzalez on November 13th, sometime between 4:06 and 4:18 in the morning at their residence at 1122 King Road. And that was all by memory right there. We've said it so many times that it's just in your memory. And I've shown you videos where you have the what is it? What are those called? The DoorDash guy drove by at 4 in the morning, dropped something off apparently for Zena from Jack in the Box, perhaps, if that is the right delivery box or bag that we see in the kitchen there. And then just 4 minutes later, you have Bryan Kohberger's white Elantra, or at least that's what, you know, it's assumed that that's his Elantra. And it drives by through a whole bunch of different times. It got there earlier, though, at like 3:29. And then, hey, wow, thanks so much, Mag. I put you in there, one. Yeah, so I think he got there at like 3:29. Thank you so much, Mag. He got like 3:29. Remember that he drove around 3 different times, and we go on Miliete Drive, and then come back around, and then he pulls into the exact area at 4:04, drives by the house. I mean, basically, I can show it to you right here on the map. Oh, that's the wrong town. It's over here. Yeah, so he drives by once, and then I think he turns around right over in this area, like my video has it. Thank you, Holly G. I'm somewhat of a new member. Your knowledge, attention to detail, and integrity is unmatched. I absolutely love your sarcasm as well. Well, cool. You know, it's so funny because like there's people like you that get it and like the show and see what I'm doing, and then there's people out there that, you know, as we've been talking about, that just see things absolutely like I'm just the biggest monster there ever was. It's crazy. Anyways, the person came in here, likely Bryan Kohberger. I mean, I think it's like, to me, I'm 100% convinced it's Bryan Kohberger. He drove back here, turned around, came back, and then right in this area, he kind of tried to turn around, didn't really work. Then he went over here, did a 3-point turn, drove around, and then I think he drove around back here. That's me guessing that. He could have easily parked over here somewhere, walked in there. Who knows? He could have even parked on the side right there. I think he parked here because you get a really good view of the inside of the house from parking right here. So then he goes into the house, he kills all 4 people. I'll come up with my theory at some point using my 3D model that I've got. And I'm going to add it to all of the other things that I have, so it'll be this long, continuous thing going in order. And so then after he killed them, he takes off at 4:20, and again, this camera here was pivotal in showing his car coming in twice. We don't have any information that shows that that camera picked up the DoorDash car, strangely. This camera also picked up noises coming from the house, like a thud and some whimpering and just different sounds coming from this camera between 4:04 and 4:17. Then it got quiet. Then Kohberger's car drives away at 4:20 at a high rate of speed, goes Miliete Drive right here, likely this exact route that we're showing right here. Came down, and then he comes out right at this area. I can't remember let me get the street. It had specific names on the, yeah, it's Conestoga Drive, and I can't remember. It was a larger name than that. Oh yeah, Palusa River Drive. So it's Conestoga Drive and Palusa River Drive. It came out right there. And then, likely, I think it was doing those loops. When it was driving around those 3 times earlier, it may have gone just like this, even on 95, and then around like this 3 different times. But when he got there, he appears to have, so even before, when he got there at 326, not 329, 326, he drove by Indian Hill Drive right there at 326, really out of the way, kind of a strange thing. But I think when he started doing loops, I don't know if he kept doing that. I don't know. You know, but eventually when he leaves, he goes out like this and then heads down, all the way down a crazy route home. Takes like 50 minutes. But there, as you guys remember the other night, there's 13 minutes or so of missing time just in this area right here alone. Because they had him leaving at 4:20, and apparently it would only take to get to, I think it was down in this area right here, it should have only taken 15 minutes, but it wasn't until I think it was 4:50 that it started, that he got the ping down there. So you're missing, 10 to 15 minutes is missing there. That's why it feels like he likely, early on, if you guys think about it, when somebody commits a crime this bad with blood all over, you're going to want to get rid of the knife and the blood and everything as soon as you leave. So we know he left with a high rate of speed. He's not going to stop in the neighborhood to dump the knife and the bloody clothing. And he's not going to stop right here because it's still kind of industrial with, various, not in that area, excuse me. So he's not going to go through this neighborhood right here and then, just start dumping stuff in the neighborhood or even a garbage can. He doesn't know if there's a camera on every single house around here. And there was cameras. So he's going to drive, and then as soon as he gets out into a rural area, he's likely going to want to get rid of the knife and the bloody clothing. And I think that that's why right in this area here is where we're missing time, and is that where he put these items. Okay, then he goes all the way around this crazy route. This is the route they have in the document. I don't know how they know specifically he drove like this. They mention Janice and Uniontown over here, which this actually goes north of Uniontown. So, are they guessing, or is there some other reason they have the route like that? Anyways, he goes all the way back up, and then he goes home. He gets back home at like 5:27, or I think it's 5:27. He's seen at 5:27, right? Like right here, 5:27, 5:27 again, right around here in 5:27, and then his house is right there at 1630 Northeast Valley Road, number G201. So the part that I want to talk about now is what did he do next? So he goes into the house, and you would think maybe at that time he goes into the house, and we don't know what he's wearing or whatever, but maybe he takes a shower, make sure everything's nice and cleaned up. I don't know if would be that dumb though. I mean, it doesn't sound like they found any blood or anything at his house, so I don't know how it all went down like that. But he gets to his house, and the key part that I wanted to talk about was, or not really key, but I want to know what you guys think of this, is I looked it up on Google Maps, and from right here at his house, it takes 20 minutes to get from his house to 1122 King Road. So let me open up let me get that warrant thing again just a second. Might take a second. I just had it open earlier. I think it was on the 8th I had the original one. Yeah, there it is. Okay, there it is. Just popped up right on the screen there. So there it is. Further review indicated that Kohberger's phone utilized cellular resources on November 13th, 2022. The reason they word it this way is they can't really know for sure who's holding the phone. But his phone utilized cellular resources on November 13th that are consistent with his phone leaving the area of the Kohberger residence at 9 a.m. Okay, and then it gets to a cell resource that provided coverage to King Road at 9:12. Okay, but I'm having one thing I'm having a problem with here is that from his house to the residence here, it's a 20-minute drive, and that's even using it could be 18 if you start. There's a cell tower maybe right here. I think it's 16 or 18 minutes from right there. So could that be where they started? Okay, this is where the time that pinged off of here. So maybe Kohberger drove, and then once he was away from his home, he then turned it on. And then it pinged off of a tower that maybe was right here. Then he comes down here, and I guess the route that I was using earlier goes like this, and then on 270, that's the quickest shot. And then right into Moscow here, and then you can take a right on, I think maybe even right here on that street, and it basically, I mean, I don't know if that's the quickest way, but I had it set up to be the quickest way, and it was 18 minutes. Okay, but see, what doesn't make sense here, though, is this. This ping, it was at 9, and then it pings back in that location at 9:32. So that's only 32 minutes time. And you can say that maybe the time frame is that he didn't, the towers that are getting the time of 9 o'clock and the other tower at 9:12 are closer together. Because you really got you have the tightest little window you've ever seen here. Okay? So what I think he did is that he drove from his house and from here in Pullman, Washington, at this apartment complex. Then he turns on his phone at some point. It pings at 9. Then when he's about right here, I don't know if he turned it off again or just wasn't any coverage. But right in this area, it connected to the tower at 9:12. But so he had more time to drive when he comes in here. And I think he just came in there, checked, made a quick drive by, and got the hell out of there. He had no time to do anything there. Hey, thanks, Candace Hill. I mean, he had absolutely no time to do anything other than get there, drive by, turn around. I think he just wanted to see if everything he did went into motion. He didn't even have time to look for anything. So forget the thing where he drove back to look for the sheath. Forget it. Okay? There is absolutely no chance that he could have been looking with any sort of... Before it seemed interesting, because what I think it is his phone pinged here, and then he turned off the phone right as he was pulling in to Moscow, Idaho, and going to 1122 King Road. Then when he was done driving by, he turned it back on as he's leaving, and it pinged off of that tower again 9 minutes later, and then he's coming back like this. So it's not like he got there. If you read this, you would think he hung out in town. And I think they almost intentionally word it this way. So approximately 9 o'clock, his phone pinged utilizing resources that would provide coverage to King Road residents. No, that was the other. Let's start up here. So it says, November 13th, his phone pinged, and it was consistent with leaving the area of Kohberger's residence at 9. And then at 9:12, it pinged on a cell tower consistent with the tower that is used by the 1122 King Road residents. But you can't even make the drive from his house there in 12 minutes. You just can't do it. So I don't know if they have other ping data, and like, does it keep pinging? I mean, if he had his cell phone on, it seems like it would continually ping. You know, if he had data or anything turned on, it seems more like to me that he was conscious about when to turn on and off that phone. And I'd like to know which side of the cell tower that phone pinged on both times. Because there's no way in hell he could have spent 9 minutes there. Because look at that like this, everybody. Get rid of the 9 minutes from the total time. I mean, we'll do it right here, watch. Let me go to Google Maps here. And let's type it in. Well, there you go, right there. No, I didn't do the right one. Directions. From his apartment, gotta get rid of this crap here. And then 112 King Road. And that's 20 minutes that route, and then 23, it might be, you know, based on the time of day right here, but this says the fastest route now due to traffic conditions. So this is slower than normal, what I'm showing you right here. Old Moscow, that one would be 23 minutes. That's 10.8 miles. This one over here, you need special permission or something I was looking at. It's 10 miles, but from his residence to 112 King Road, it was 20 minutes earlier when there wasn't a traffic issue. On a Sunday, could you do it in 18 minutes? I guess, you know. But that means he couldn't have spent any time in Moscow. Right? But you know, it makes it so difficult. I hope you guys know what I'm showing you here. It's I'm trying to explain it as good as I can. So all you got to look at is 9 o'clock and 9:32. It apparently is pinging by his house. That means he just went right there, turned around, and came right back. There is absolutely no time for him whatsoever. 16 minutes was the quickest time, and that was saying, and I even was trying to help it out a little bit by saying, okay, he left his house, and then it pinged right here, and that's where the clock started, at 9 o'clock, and then it takes 16 minutes to get there. He gets in there, boom, loops around, comes right back, and he gets home. I mean, even speeding isn't going to save you that much time. You'd have to drive about 90 miles an hour. And would he really risk doing that? That's not a long enough drive to kill. So just think about 60 miles an hour is 1 mile a minute. So, and if you went, you know, just math-wise, if it takes... Well, you couldn't drive 60 miles an hour the whole way, but I would imagine right in here, you can get some speed going. But so even if it was 11 minutes from here, I mean, because he still had to go from up here through the city and on different roads to get there. And I know that these programs, they say, okay, what's the speed limit, and here's how long it would take. So what do you guys think about that? I think he just drove right over here, got into, let's see what they have on that map. Yeah, so there's the route. He comes right in here on Old Pullman Road. If he took this one was the Washington 270 is actually quicker. When it's not busy. Just a second. Missing that already. $1630. Northeast Valley Road. Okay, that's the quickest route when it's not busy out, like on a Sunday morning. And you come down like this, and then boom, you're just right over here at the. So that would be on. They have it on Highway 270, and then 8, then down to the house there. So it's very possible he just drove by, did a loop, and then he went back out the quick way because he was right back into town just 12 minutes later. So it's so crazy. But if you notice, those two times are exactly the same. 9 to 12 is 12 minutes. Then 21 to 32, that's 11. So really close, right? So it's like they got the same two towers, and he just got in there and turned around and left. The way it's worded here, it looks like he was in Moscow for 9 minutes, but the timing would suggest that he was in there and just turned around and came right back. You see what I'm saying? There's no way in hell that he could do that. Just a second. Yeah. Do you think you left it? What did I leave on purpose? What are you talking about? Yeah, I think you wanted to see his handiwork. The ambulances coming around, and he was confused. What's going on? He just couldn't wait. He probably went back to sleep for a while, if he could even sleep at all. He just kept, oh God, I got to get back over there. I got to wait till a time though that they would wake up. Because if I went there at 7:30, nobody would notice they were dead anyways. But if I go 9 o'clock, that sounds about right. Let me get the hell back over there. Here's a second. Why am I creeping you out, Canadian? Jojo? What's wrong with you? Jesus. You creep me out. Oh, the show's already started, Jessica. You missed 39 minutes of it. Bryan can answer his own survey question. Yeah, I guess so now, right? Wonder how far you guys are on rewind. I'm creepy. How did I creep you out? What's going on? Did you see Gray? This lady creeped him out. Gray creeped out a lady. Probably glued to the news, waiting, and he didn't get anything, so he drove over there. Maybe it was my imitation of Kohberger. She hasn't responded since then, so I guess we'll never know. Was it? I mean, it was too close. Wow, just wow, Canadian JoJo. Yeah, well, I was trying to picture what he's doing. He's sitting there. He gets home at 5:27. Probably took a shower, and then he just sat around on his bed for a while, staring up at the ceiling. Couldn't sleep, and he wanted to see, but he couldn't leave. He didn't want to leave too early because he had to spend so much time there. So he left at 9, and seeing that nothing had happened, he just turns around and came home. And then he probably never came back again. It's possible, though. I mean, it is possible. Maybe that really was him in the background in that video of that one reporter that was talking. See if anything was happening and drove right back. Yep. Have you heard anybody else talking about that timing there? I mean, it seems like it's something that other people would have already brought up because it's so, you know, it seems like it would just be glaring. You just kind of look it up and go, whoa, that doesn't even actually work. It works, though, if the pings are a little bit further away from the house and further away from the residence there. Oh, you haven't yet, Cindy? Well, I'm sure you will now. Okay, hey Jojo, Canadian Jojo, I'm never going to imitate Kohberger again. All right, what he might be thinking. Well, if I do, though, I'm going to put trigger warnings out. I'll make sure. I'll put it up on the screen. I'll have like an alert sound. Wah, 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 trigger warning, trigger warnings. Hey, Chloe, I'm just goofing around. Chloe's funny. She like you make a little happy sound, and she does pirouettes. She spins around and like does 3 spins for no reason. Hey, Chloe, go like this. See right there. She just did a full 360-degree spin right there. Okay, I'll do it just for you, Canadian Jojo. Here we go. Listen. Guys, down the hill. Oh my God! Have you turned him in to the tip line yet? It's pretty weird. I gotta film it. You just go, hey, and she goes, wee. Just a total pirouette right there on the ground. Strange. Pretty cute though. Of what, Jennifer? A point of what? What are you confused about, Jennifer? There's always one. There's always one. You're probably that one juror that votes not guilty. Go ahead, Jennifer. What was it that you were confused about? It's weird how there's just that one confused person. Does that mean I said it wrong, or... Yeah, it's usually like 3 miles or so. That's why I put this in there. This one. Because it could have came in here, but it's up to 5 even. So 5 miles is right in this range. So he could have turned it on, and then it picked up on the tower over here at 912. And then it drives in. Although you need him further away at 912. No. What it's just telling me is he got in there, drove right by it, and got the hell out of there. He wasn't going to sit around and wait. That's all. It's all I'm saying. And there was no time for him to have looked around for a sheath or anything like that. He was just there purely to look at it. He wasn't there for 9 minutes. I mean, I guess an argument you could make is that he was right there and it pinged off of his tower. He got there in 8-9 minutes. Boom, he goes in there, and he is there for 9 minutes. But I mean, I don't know. Is it really going to ping here on the exact tower that his house utilizes? Also, did it also ping off of these other towers that are right over here? And again, you need to know which sector of the cell tower itself it came from. Then you'd know proximity of where he was. There's a tower right here. You can see it. This one goes out in that direction, and this direction. I don't know if that's the one. Apparently there's another one here. I couldn't find it, but that's what this map said, that this Scott sent me. Guess we don't get to know why what's her name was Jennifer was confused up there. Maybe someday, huh? It's interesting that you have the first and last name of 2 mods that used to be here. It's weird. Interesting. Anybody see that retracted comment up there? Yeah. FBI will be busy working with the phone company. Yeah, I'm gonna have to remove that person. Okay, good luck somewhere else. Yeah. Oh, I see it. Just a second. Oh, forget it. It is funny though. I'll unhide that person, but you got to admit it's pretty weird to have. So go ahead. You didn't type in what you were going to say. Why are you confused at what we're talking about? And if not, I'll just move on to the next topic. That's all I had to share with you guys. I'm going to add this in to the the car movements, and there's another thing I was going to talk about too. Was how the car was down here at the Albertsons in Lewiston, down here, and then that was at what was it, 104. It was at 104, and then it doesn't ping again anywhere until 5:30 or something over here by Johnson, Washington. So we don't know. The one issue, a huge issue we have here is from here, he could have gone anywhere down here, then came back up, because we know it was Kohberger. He's actually seen on camera. And then at some point driven back up here, or he could have, after going to Lewiston, drove up this way, back into the possible dump zone that there was, grabbed those items, came down like this, and then somewhere up here he buried those, so it was a little closer access, like somebody was suggesting. Maybe he did want to go look at them another time. I don't know, it doesn't seem like that's too smart, but serial killers sometimes would go revisit places that they buried bodies, or maybe even a memento or something. So, but I mean, that's so many hours of missing time. We're missing 3 hours, then his phone turns on over here in this area, it pings again, then it doesn't ping again for another 3 hours. And it's all dark after that 5:30 ping. So where was he during that time? Yeah. Well, he thought he was clever enough to turn it on and off at specific times. A nap? I don't know. Oh, God. Yeah. Sure. I guess it's possible. All right, let me be more open to ideas. Sure, it's possible he took a nap. Is it likely? No. Okay? Well, you don't know because you haven't killed anybody. Right? 8675309. So you don't know if you would take a nap or not. I'm not bored at all, Jennifer. What's wrong with you? I sound bored, she said. Do I really? I thought I was sounding pretty interesting and exciting. I guess this is just me when I'm excited. Boy, what a downer. Yeah, that's just a troll. I know who that is. Yeah. Pretty weird, huh? I know, that's what I thought I sounded like. I was just wondering what that's when you know somebody's a troll. Two things. I don't even know what you're saying. What do you even mean? What's the point? You sound bored, Gray. Oh, look at me. I'm going to go back to my little friends that we have on social media and say, look at how I got Gray to talk about my comment. Oh, I'm so clever and neato and funny. Yeah. Yeah, maybe, but he's not going to get lost driving on a free highway. Yeah, when it pinged over here by Johnson, Washington, sure. But he was sure spending a lot of time up in that area. Did you see what Gray said? God, he's so mean. I don't even know what that means. I still got to make that one. Tosh? And then we'll have a dash and a quote of that person who just made that comment. You need a sign that says door meet ass. Yeah. Did you see what Gray... I always say said. Did you see what Gray said? God. If his car has GPS, wonder if they can pull the data from his car. And well, of course they could if he did, right? Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's possible, but, you know, up here he might not have known how to get around. You know, maybe he drove on these weird back roads over here, and he's driving around, and he's just like, where the hell am I? You know? And then he turns it on, then it pings off of this Bald Butte cell tower right there, and that's the tower that services Johnson, Washington. And so... But it also could mean that he's right here on 195 driving, and that's where he turned on his phone for a minute. Why would he do that? We don't know. Some people thought maybe he was checking to see if they had come upon the bodies yet. You want to check the news or something. You know, who knows really? Okay, well that's all I had to say on the Bryan Kohberger timing there. I think the timing that they gave us does not allow him to go drive around and be in town for 9 minutes. I can tell you that. It just doesn't work. That means he would have to get there in 11 minutes, or yeah, 12 minutes, and then get back home in 11. And it doesn't, it's much longer than that. It's like 6 minutes longer each way to do that. So the only way to make up well, if you just get rid of the time that he stopped there, you can make it work, because it's about 16 minutes from right here to the residence. And that's 32 minutes, and now we're right at the number. See, 9 o'clock, 9:32, and it pinged at 9:12. And I think that might have, you know, it's crazy. So 12. Right, so the total amount of time is the amount of time it would take to drive there and back. I think the phone pinged outside of town a little bit. Then he drives by, and then it pings on the way out. That's why you have the 9 minutes of different time there. That's only on the way out, and then it took the other 11 minutes to get home to his house. So there you go. And thank you up there to Tosh. We are at the, what is it, 23rd of the month. We've got basically 8 days left. I was thinking of send in maybe 500 or so somewhere tonight. Why don't we send in, maybe we should send in 500 to Texas EquiSearch right now. What do you think? And we'll see what it does at the end of the month. That might be, the end of the month might be a little bit, I'm just going to try to do 6,000 total. We're at 2,500. So at the end of the month might just be one place. All right, here we go. Texas EquiSearch. Nope, you're not getting that. I know your number, Gray. I'm the troll that calls you. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. So are they not doing, I guess they're not doing, they got rid of their PayPal thing. All right, I'll have to go get my card then. Hold on. Alright, hold on, I gotta enter this crap in. Ah, they got rid of their little PayPal thing. Now that means, well, it might still send me an email, I guess, because I have it there. Oops. Oh. Sorry, guys. Wasn't expecting to have to do something different. Did it work? Huh. Not sure what's going on here with these. Doesn't seem to want to work. They changed something on here. If it's not, we'll do a different one. Let me just check. No? It's like frozen on it. Not sure why. You click the button and it doesn't do anything. Yeah? Okay. Well, I'll call them up tomorrow and have them get it fixed, but I'm gonna do a different one. We'll do Knick-Knack instead. But I'll make sure that they get theirs next. Yeah, Texas EquiSearch. I'm not sure why they got rid of whatever they did. Alright, so this is the other one. National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Alright. Okay, I think this one might work. This one has a PayPal link in it. Alright, there we go. Alright, so you guys, if you'd like to help out the channel, that's what happens on here. I donate over 50% of the net revenue to YouTube to various charities, and I also make an income myself on here for taking and spending all the time that I do during doing the shows 7 days a week. Alright, so let me get the, I'm going to show you the receipt when it comes in. Alright, there is this one right here. It says, thank you for the PayPal. Right there, donation to National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, 500, January 23rd, 2023, right there. Alright, so unfortunately, Texas EquiSearch doesn't work currently. Something's off on it, so there you go. And now we're going to update our numbers. Alright, so far this month we're at 3,000. That's the year so far. Also. And that would put this total, the grand total, at 129,750 since January 2020. And then we've got to do the right here too. Oh, I think we already did Texas EquiSearch already. So maybe this is good. Alright, there we go. Alright. So far this year, even though the year just started, we did Texas EquiSearch already has 1,000. The indigenous, I think it's like the Native American Indigenous Vision Fund, 500. And then National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, 500. And then RAIN, which is Violence Against Women, 1,000. So, yeah, we're getting a good start on all of the the charities that we do. Main ones are NCMEC, RAIN, and National Center. NCMEC, RAIN, and Texas EquiSearch. So there you go. Doesn't seem like it, Jennifer, Michelle. They have any respect at all the way you talk. Right, so I appreciate what you said there, but your comments above speak differently than that. Yeah. How do you guys give a pass to mean people? Who are you talking to? Momo? Are you going to sleep, Truth Sleuth? Or are you just bored? What a weird chat today, man. You guys are... Yep. My new name is Greasy. I'm just kidding. I accidentally hit that many times. Yeah, well, you are, Anna, for sure. I know that. I don't know who you're even talking about, though, Momo. You're just sort of randomly typing it in. You just say, why do you guys give a pass to, and who? Yeah. I have no idea who you guys are talking about. Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. Welcome, Jen. Yes, that helps out too. Channel memberships. It's all part of the same thing. All the YouTube revenue. No, I don't remember that. What in the hell's going on in there? You know, I haven't really spent any time reading the chat. There's a lot of crazy... Did you hear how mean Gray was to the chat? They were just talking about... Yeah. Yeah, I mean, tonight it's just really strange. Everybody's comments, you know. Getting yawns, you get these... You know, don't even know what that means. I don't even know who that is. Oh, that person. Okay. I get it now. I get it. Okay. Yeah, we know about the other mass shooting element, but it has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Okay? So, awesome. Yeah, we're talking about something else. I get kind of, the whole mass shooting thing gets kind of old. You know, it's just, they're shitty. People are killers. They're wackos. You know, it doesn't matter what, every nationality, every race, everybody has a killer in it. You know, doesn't matter what your race is or anything like that. The same percentage of different races are serial killers. It's just in the United States, there's more Caucasian people than everybody else. So the numbers of Caucasian serial killers are more than everybody else. But don't be fooled, they're serial killers of all races, okay? It has nothing to do with anything. And mass killers of all races. Yeah. Alright, do you guys mind if we get on to... I gotta get on to some different stuff now, though, okay? It's getting really old, this topic we're talking about here. You guys ready now? Okay, so the Mya Millete, they've had preliminary hearings going on. So I was going to read this sort of the really basic breakdown that CBS has in San Diego. But I'm going to go over the arrest warrant first, which I don't think I ever read on here, but I found it today. So I was like, that might be interesting, because I think that has most of the stuff that's in the preliminary hearing, but just explained in more detail by various witnesses. All right, but also, I'll just do my normal thing on this channel. Every single night, we raise funds, and that's you guys, right? You guys are my bosses. And if you think I'm doing a good job, you help support the channel if you feel like it. You can hit the like button if you want. But if you send in super chats and PayPals and become a channel member, it helps me to keep being able to do these shows. I spend 3 to 4 hours every single day doing these live streams, and many more hours during the day getting stuff ready, sometimes more than a regular job, just looking around, trying to find interesting things, putting things together, looking up stuff, thinking things, and that's it. Yeah, I mean, there's Cash App and Venmo and all that stuff. I mean, that's the thing. The thing that people don't get about YouTube is live streams. When the show's over, there's no ad revenue whatsoever. Okay, and maybe that's why other people use words like unalived and whatever, because they're hoping that YouTube won't do something. But I'm not really, I just talk like a regular human being. I mean, unalived is one of the most childish sounding things I've ever heard in my life. Okay, it's ridiculous, all right? So I'm never going to be saying that unless I'm mocking or joking around about somebody. But yeah, so you guys are pretty much my bosses, and it's your super chats and channel memberships that provide the income for the channel that then allows me, because I feel like it, because I can afford to, because I've got I do other work too. All right, so then I donate over 50% of the revenue, net revenue from YouTube. Okay, and that's why last year we donated $62,000, and I know that's just nothing to these people out there. And here's the reality of it, you guys. If I didn't do what I'm doing right now and try to raise funds, whether you guys throw me in prison or whatever the hell it is, we wouldn't be donating $62,000. It wouldn't even be close. Okay. As a matter of fact, I'd probably have to keep most of it just to be able to say and justify doing the show. Okay, but you guys have been so generous and great that I'm able to do that. All right. So, I mean, all I can do is just tell you guys that and remind you every single night. And if it works, it works. And if you guys want to help, it helps. Who the hell knows? Hey, thanks, Nicole. I've been watching the preliminary hearing, and it really is a crazy case. Yeah, I just I don't have time to sit there and watch it. And thanks, Momo. And welcome to Megazoid Lumbrouge. All right, put that in there. Can finally say that you're a freak. Awesome. Yeah, well. Yeah, well, one of the things too is now there's people out there that are hate donating, like using my name to donate. Like, oh, we hate Gray, so we're going to donate, and thank you. I want to thank them too, because I take credit for that as well. I think that they wouldn't be donating a nickel if it wasn't for me. And that's the truth, but, they won't admit that. But, hey, I really appreciate you guys, the other people out there that are donating out of hate. Now, what I just said a second ago, did that have any effect on any of you? It was amazing. All right, anyways, let me get to the, I'm going to go through this right here. It's almost as if I was speaking to a brick wall. All right, here we go. With affiant qualifications, forget that part. Let me get to the... This is back when the arrest was made. So I think this will be interesting. It'll probably have everything in it. Hey, Miss Gus. Yeah, keep up the hate. It's awesome. I can say that I can honestly say that I'm responsible for an extra, gosh, I don't know, $3,800, even given to other creators too. It's awesome. I mean, it's freaking great. You know, it's like they wouldn't have got a nickel from those people. Yeah, rage donations, right. Right, the investigation has revealed that in the days leading up to January 7th, 2021, Mya Millete was taking affirmative steps to divorce her husband. See, there you go. Hey, thanks, Sheppy Mom. Must have a German Shepherd, I would imagine. Hence the picture as well. And welcome, JJ Famu. So she was going to divorce her husband. I think we all thought that at the time, too. So she was going to divorce her husband, and that Larry Miliete was determined to stop her. He did some really crazy things to try to stop her. When Larry's desperate begging and threats failed to stop Mya, Mya, M-Y-A, or do they call her May, too? Is that, or are they just screwing up here? I thought it was Mya, M-Y-A. Is this just an error in this document? Hey, thank you, Mag. My unhating super chat. So that wasn't a rage super chat? You know, where you're trying to disparage somebody at the same time while sending one in? Yeah. Thank you, Wild Mountain Time. So why are they saying May in there? Well, they call her May, okay. But they spell it M-Y-A out there, so it's weird. I thought they were just kind of transposing the letters. But okay, May. So they just call her that. All right. Seems like they would call her official name in the document, wouldn't you? Or maybe they're spelling it wrong out there. I was just looking at an article that had M-Y-A. Well, thanks, Lori. Thanks for the rage donation. Really appreciate it. I like that one. Time for the rage donations. It's hilarious. What do you mean May is her official name? And her nickname's Maya? How come they spell it M-Y-A in the articles? It seems like her official name would be Maya, but they call her May for short. Yeah, so wouldn't it have been Maya, her real name? Okay, May is her legal name. That doesn't make any sense. Then why put Maya in there at all? Okay, so it's sort of like my wife, right? Like her name is Chris, but her real name is it's like Criselda, right? So it's like Creselda, but then Chris, just to make it easy for people. So I guess Maya and May. Hold on, let me look this up. I got Okay, so these other sites have M-A-Y-A. So hold on, now I'll have to go fix the thumbnail. I think I just used the site that I was looking at, and I think they spelled it M-Y-A. So it's M-A-Y-A, but really May, right? I know, but apparently her official name is May.
May just M-A-Y. Is that it sounds like Filipino name? Maya.
May is Filipino?
No, it's really Maya. M-A-Y-A.
Right, that's Filipino.
I pronounce it's Maya, not May.
I know, but they said her official name is May in the documents. I don't know, man. I don't know. See, I was talking to my wife about it. Oh, you can't find that one? I don't know what the dollar amount was for the hug. Thank you, Canadian JoJo and Stereophonics Mom and David Hughes, my half-brother. I can feel your rage. It's overwhelming. The rage wave. Awesome. The troll started a whole new thing. It's absolutely awesome. Okay. We'll just go with, I don't really, okay, it's May, all right, you guys? It's strange how it was spelled differently on a website that I was on. And it seemed like an official article, too. It was... All right, let's get back down here again. So, when Larry's desperate begging and threats failed to stop May from seeking a divorce, the thought of losing his family was unfathomable to him. May was dedicated to her career, loved her family, and she was committed to and cherished her children. There is no evidence to suggest that May left and disappeared of her own accord, or that she had the financial means to do so. Rather, the investigation has revealed that Larry had an overwhelming motive to prevent his wife from divorcing him. On January 7, 2021, Mya Millete was determined to leave the marriage, and Larry Miliete was determined to stop her. Based on the totality of the investigation and circumstantial evidence, including surveillance video, phone, text, and social media communications and motive, we have probable cause to believe that Larry Miliete unlawfully killed his wife, May, and disposed of her body on or about July 8th, 2021. Well, thanks. Yeah, not your average chick. I have no idea what's going on. So here's some money. Well, thanks. All right. So what Jenny said sounds like it's right. That's kind of weird, though. Because in the Philippines, they have names that are more sort of, sometimes they're biblical sounding, or, Maya sounds like what she would have had when she was if she lived there at one point. I don't know if she was born here or how that worked. And then May would have been the name they changed it to here but maybe that was her official name change was to May. I bet you anything that her original first name was M-A-Y-A, though. She goes by Tammy, too? Okay. Wow. All right. We'll have to go check that out. It just seems odd that she'd go have a May as her real name. I mean, her official name, but whatever. Just like I'm a Lance and a Gary and a Jerry and a Barry and a I'm just all of them. You go by Lily? It took a while, huh? I can imagine. People like to over-explain things at trials. That's why I think a lot of people start getting confused after a while in trials, but the way they explain things, like it just, especially when you're doing DNA, they do it they make it, I think the defense even tries to ask questions to make it sound really complicated and confusing. And then people just start getting their eyes glass over, and they're just sort of, or gloss over, and they're just, whatever. All right, so here we go. On Saturday, January 9th, 2021, at approximately 11:50 hours p.m., Maricris, we'll just call her Maricris, called the Chula Vista Police Department to report her sister. That's the sister, kind of looks very similar. That her sister, May, is missing. Maricris stated that So let me see. So, sorry, man. This wasn't July 8th. It was January 7th or 8th. So it was either, let's see. The way I just missed that. I was just looking at 7 and 8 there. So it was January 7th. That's right. It was cold outside when the kids were outside playing. But yeah. So it was January 7th or 8th. So that would be, midnight or 11 o'clock at night on the 7th into 1, 2, 3 in the morning, whatever, on the 8th. Then the very next day, so that would have been either, looks like Friday or Saturday, were the 7th and 8th, or actually that would have been Thursday or Friday. And then on Saturday, on the 9th, at approximately 23:50, that's when Maricus got a hold of reported her sister missing. And then May and her husband, identified as Larry Miliete, had been having marriage problems, including recent fighting. May's family was concerned because they had not heard from May since the evening of Thursday, January 7, 2021. Maricris stated, the sister stated, the family had plans to celebrate May's daughter's 11th birthday on Sunday the 10th in Big Bear that weekend, and it was uncharacteristic of May not to be in contact with her family. While Maricris was speaking to the officer, she seemed hesitant to speak about Larry and May's argument because she was at Larry and May's house, located at 2413 Paseo Gatos in Chula Vista. Because of the hesitation in her voice, officers conducted a welfare check at the residence and arrived shortly after midnight on Sunday, January 10th, 2021. So they just heard her voice on the phone. There it is. So we covered this right at the beginning for a while, and then it just sort of, then there was a couple YouTubers that started picking it up, and then I just said, forget it. Yeah, so it's right here. That's the house. Right there. Hold on. What the hell? I gotta turn off my phone. God, man. Don't you hate when you're in a group chat and they just keep texting about stuff that you're not even interested in at all, and then you end up having to, it's just, where, this is what my friend does. We play golf sometimes in the morning at 9 or something, and so I have to get up at 7:30, right? So I set the alarm for 7:30, and he's already texting people at 6. Hey, you guys ready? Hey, I don't care that you got up, man. Leave me the hell alone. You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? It's ridiculous. All right. During the initial investigation, detectives learned that May and Larry had been having marital issues for the past year, and that Larry discovered that May had an affair. See? It's in this document a long time ago. Or that's what he thought, anyway. Detectives learned that May and Larry had an argument the evening of January 7th, and that on January 8th, Larry left with his 4-year-old for the day. Larry claimed he heard May in the house the evening of January 8, 2021, but had not seen her since the evening of January 7, 2021. Larry allowed officers to view his cell phone to review the text messages between he and May. Officers noted that all the messages between Larry and May prior to January 9, 2021 had been deleted. Larry later stated he deleted the messages to conserve space on his cell phone. All four Miliete family vehicles, including a Lexus GX460, were at the house when police were notified of May's disappearance. So she obviously then wouldn't have taken one of the... I didn't realize they had 4 vehicles. Oh, that's crazy. Well, yeah, I guess they had a Jeep. So that would have been an extra one. But then they probably both had their own little going-to-work vehicles and then some other one, I guess. I don't know. During the investigation, detectives located surveillance footage and observed May park her Jeep Rubicon on the street. And there's one surveillance. That's the last time she was ever seen. She had her hair up in a bun in front of her residence on January 7th at 4:42. Investigators have obtained multiple sources of video surveillance from the neighborhood, and there is no surveillance footage capturing May leaving her residence after she arrived on January 7th. So that means she was obviously removed from the residence in some other vehicle where you can't tell that she's in it, right? She is last seen at the time walking towards her residence. Detectives and so that was on January 7th, and that's, either late that night or early in the morning, she was killed. Detectives from CVPD Crimes of Violence Unit were assigned to the case and subsequently conducted an extensive 9-month investigation. During the course of the investigation, 66 search warrants, 87 witnesses interviewed, and detectives followed up on approximately 128 tips. Isn't it amazing that it took that long now? I mean, numerous searches have been conducted, and May has not been located. Larry Miliete has not participated in any of the searches. Well, to be honest, guys, he loved her so much that just the thought of searching would have made him cry, so he decided not to go. Does that work? Let's go with that one, all right? All right. Yeah. That's probably... Yeah, that's exactly why he wasn't there. You know it, right? Yeah, he was just... God, he was so overwhelmed with... like I've said before, as soon as you admit that somebody's missing, that's the worst part. So as soon as he started searching, that means in his own mind he would have admitted, right? I'm kidding. That's ridiculous. All right. May and Larry were involved in ongoing and escalating marital discord throughout 2020. The investigation has revealed that in 2020, Mya Millete began taking steps to physically and legally separate from Larry Miliete. May communicated to her friends in late December of 2020 that her marriage was definitely over and she had decided to file for divorce. Google searches on May's electronic devices during 2020 reveal inquiries for different divorce attorneys. I remember hearing about this stuff. And I've always thought that she was having an affair with somebody or met somebody because, she's like, way prettier than he is as a guy, right? So it always seemed like she was just, they weren't getting along. Remember the whole thing with the Jeep thing? I thought maybe she was into that, and, that might have been with some other friends too, apparently, but, maybe there was something more to that because it just seemed a little out of character for her. And I guess apparently today in the trial, or whatever you want to call it, the preliminary hearing, that information came out that she was communicating with somebody. So I don't know if we just thought there was a rumor out there or what, but it seems like I always thought that was part of the case. I don't know if that's just hey, thanks, Timothy Cecil. Oh, and you too, Jamie. Thank you. Timothy Cecil said, "Sorry, Gray, I've been busy selling my house and dealing with the realtor and showings. Haven't been able to get in here much." Oh, well, it's good to see you, and hope you got a good deal on the house. It's not the greatest time to sell a house, but it's not terrible. It's not like it was 8 months ago or something. Yeah. Alright, so anyways, let's get back to this. May communicated to her friends in late December 2020 that her marriage was definitely over and she had decided to file for divorce. Google searches on May's electronic devices during 2020 reveal inquiries for different divorce attorneys and searches such as how to calculate child support payments and how much mortgage can I afford, indicating she was conducting research to begin a life separate from her husband. The investigation has revealed that beginning in September 2020 and through January 7, 2021, Larry became increasingly obsessed with May's activities and communications with other people. Several family and friends described Larry as controlling or exhibiting stalker-like behavior. In 2020, Larry grew increasingly paranoid that May was going to leave the marriage, and he began to monitor her whereabouts. Larry would also show up unannounced to May's work to see if she was meeting with another man. Larry's controlling behavior escalated throughout 2020 and into 2021. On November 24, 2020, May sent an email to Larry after Larry sent her a link to an article. May sent an email to Larry after Larry sent her a link to an article entitled What Men Want from Their Wives. May's response was, how about maybe you focus on also what women want from their husband? All these things you send me are just about you, which further solidifies the whole idea that you really think I'm the problem, and that if you could only fix me, everything will be okay. As long as I go back to the wife you like, the one who didn't rock the boat, who didn't assert her feelings, who didn't care about how much she was hurting, so long as there's peace and harmony, then things will be okay. Because really, I'm the problem, right? Yeah. There's no evidence to suggest that Mya Millete voluntarily disappeared of her own accord on or about January 7th or 8th, 2021. Larry Miliete is the only known person with a means and motive to hurt or kill her and to dispose of her body during that time. Larry's telephone communications reveal a desperate, frantic, unbalanced mindset coupled with homicidal ideation. During the investigation, I learned that during the week of January 4th, 2021, May and Larry's marital discord was reaching a boiling point. A search of Larry Miliete's telephonic communications revealed a frantic, desperate, unbalanced mindset coupled with violent and sometimes homicidal ideation that will be further detailed in this affidavit. A hereby incorporated, see attachment. A, hereby incorporated by reference in its entirety. May's family went to the desert in Glamis for a New Year's celebration in January 2021. So that was just before she went missing. Family members described Larry's behavior was odd and erratic. During the same trip, Larry asked a family member if he knew someone to get the other guy. This was interpreted as finding someone to hurt the man with whom May was having an affair. While confiding in a friend about her marital status, May revealed that at one time in the past, Larry had choked May until she passed out. Larry's controlling behavior escalated throughout 2020 and into 2021. A review of Larry's internet searches included plant you take to never wake up, and water hemlock. As their relationship declined, May was not interested in a physical relationship with Larry. In December of 2020, Larry conducted a search entitled "My Wife Doesn't Want Me to Touch Her," and then searched for flunitrazepam, rohypnol, and these are probably all like date rape shit, right? These are central nervous system sedatives and depressants that could be used to incapacitate a person. According to the DEA website, flunitrazepam is the generic name for rohypnol, commonly referred to as date rape drug. There you go. A review of Larry's cell phone, download, financial transaction, and other search warrant returns revealed that Larry sent hundreds of email communications to various companies which appear to sell spells. Look how crazy this shit gets. I was talking to 8675309 today about all this stuff. It was pretty crazy. But the investigation revealed that these companies purport to be psychics, Wait a minute, what? Are you sure about that? Let's check in to see if this is true. Yep. Oh, at a hut. Stupid. Yes, it was stupid, Larry. Is somebody out there? Man. I'm going to go ahead and send this recording to Larry in prison and see what he can get out of it. The investigation revealed that these companies purport to be psychics, spirit channelers, and or white light practitioners. Lori and Chad Daybell were called. Oh, wow! I didn't know they were part of this. Capable of energy work, who sell spells that can... Doesn't it sound like he was talking to Chad? Come on, you guys. All they needed then was the zombies. That's insane. Who sell spells that can be cast to enhance a person's love life, eliminate debt, or make a romantic partner remain faithful. Larry purchased numerous spells to cast on May. God, that right there just makes you realize he's no genius. He sounds like he was intelligent in terms of like technology or something, but man, how dumb do you have to be to believe in crap like that? Well, Gray, I do.
I do, Gray. Gee.
Well, we all knew that about you, Mary Lou. But not you. You're the only one that's normal that thinks those things.
Okay, great. Thanks, Gray.
Oh, boy. Between September 2020 and January 2021, Larry contacted the website daily, sometimes multiple times a day, purchased spells and sending messages requesting help so that May would obey him, fall back in love with him, and to incapacitate her or make her sick so that she could not leave the house. Specifically, one message from Larry on December 27th states, "Please punish May and incapacitate her enough so she can't leave the house. It's time to take the gloves off." The emails became increasingly panicked. You know what I would do is have the FBI, I would have, let them monitor these companies that get these spells, because every one of the people that would really want to cast something like that is a psycho, right? You haven't cast any spells on me, have you? Chris?
Huh?
You haven't cast any spells on me, have you? In this case, they have this guy that, the Larry guy? He casts spells on his wife to try to... That's pretty crazy. That's funny.
I don't know how to do it.
Well, because it's ridiculous. You call up, there's like a company on the web that you get a hold of to do spells. Yeah, it's crazy. On December 31st, Larry sent an email to a spellcaster indicating that they were in the desert dirt biking and off-roading for several days and asked Can you hex to have her hurt enough that she will have to depend on me and need my help? She's only nice to me when she needs me or sick. Thanks again. Maybe an accident or broken bone or something? What a psycho, man. Jesus. No thanks. 867. I'm going to wake up to some weird vegetation around with smoke coming out of it. I don't know what that means, but timeline of events, the week of January 4th culminating in May's murder. A review of May's communications with family, friends leading up to January 7, 2021, so she was preparing to divorce, and that her efforts culminated that week, causing escalating tension with Larry. In a text message exchange with a friend on January 6th, May stated, I told him I'm filing for divorce, whether he likes it or not. I'm done trying to make it amicable for the sake of the kids. May continued by stating that she was really hoping to get through this weekend first for her daughter's birthday, and then at 12:15 p.m. on January 7th, May spoke with a law firm. So the day she was killed, likely the same evening anyways, she was at a law firm talking about it, and set up an appointment with a divorce attorney for Tuesday, January 12th. May specifically wanted to wait to initiate the divorce until after her daughter's birthday on January 10th. May's last phone call on January 7th was at 3:48 with a divorce attorney. May's last known communication with any friend or family member on January 7th, 2021 was at 8:15 when she shared an ad for a toy hauler with her family through Facebook Messenger. So that's the last time of any known communication of any kind. Meanwhile, on January 7, 2021, with the knowledge that May was serious about proceeding with a divorce, Larry was growing more desperate. He sent countless emails to spellcasters begging for help to prevent May from leaving him and filing for divorce. Gosh. I think we should all just forgive Larry, don't you think? I mean, he took all that time to try to do it the right way with spells and hexes, and it just didn't work. And then what did he have left over? Well, yeah, I'm not serious, okay? He had the right way. Don't you look at that. So that was what he thought was the right way to work this out, was to cast spells and hexes and shit. I mean, it's sort of humorous in a way because it's so stupid. I mean, it's not funny at all what happened to her, but like, what a ridiculous... you know what the spellcaster was doing? Man, they were probably just sitting there going, who is this guy? This guy's crazy. Yeah, that'll be 1,000 for the next spell there. Oh yeah, will it work? Sure, it'll work great. Oh, here's 2,000 with a tip. Yeah. He sent countless emails to spellcasters begging for help to prevent May from leaving him and filing for divorce, frantic to reverse May's decision to file for divorce. Larry made statements and emails to spellcasters sent the afternoon of January 7th, such as, I think she wants me to snap, and I'm shaking inside, ready to snap. At 4:39, Larry sent an email asking that a spellcaster make her realize that we are meant to be with each other. Make her miserable without me. Make her want to sleep on the same bed for all eternity, praying hands emoji. At, let's see, I think it's 9:21, Larry sent a screenshot of his account balance from one of the cryptocurrency applications to his two daughters, ages 11 and 9. That's interesting. So he wanted money that wouldn't be, I don't know. That's kind of an odd thing. Yeah, that's just so crazy. Jeez. I mean, what's weird about it is you can tell that he really didn't want to lose her, but, you know, he came up with such crazy, like, he's wanting to cast spells, you know, like, I don't know, man. Yeah, witchcraft, yeah. He had, like, an altar. I remember seeing it one time. There was a photograph of, like, let me see if that's still out there. Yeah, right there. Look at this thing. See this thing right here? I mean, that's like an actual picture. I mean, that's her right there. Very pretty. Yeah, and he looks like, you know, again, Fred Flintstone's combined with somebody else. Where's it? There it is, right there. Look at that. That's an actual image of something he had going on in the house. Some sort of like candles and crazy. One image sent to the family in September shows what appears to be an altar covered in blood splatter and surrounded by candles. Yeah. Yeah. Where am I? I think I'm... Yeah, so... I sent an email asking for a spellcaster, make her realize that we are meant to be with each other, make her miserable without me, make her want to sleep on the same bed for all eternity, praying hands. Then at 9:21, Larry sent a screenshot of his account balance to his cryptocurrency to his kids. So it was a screenshot of his account balance, not the account itself. Huh. Wonder why we do that. May's phone activity stopped on January 8th, 2021 at 1:25 in the morning. About an hour later, Larry sent one email to a spellcaster saying it didn't work. He didn't say that. At 2:36 hours on January 8th, and then abruptly ends. I wonder what he said. I want to know what was said in that message to the spellcaster. And then abruptly ends his messaging campaign begging for help to prevent May from leaving the marriage. Larry's desperation for May disappears. So that's interesting, right? Yeah, because he's just so desperate, doing ding, 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 you know, trying to get spells cast and all stuff. And then as soon as she disappears, he doesn't care anymore. Wouldn't he still want to cast those spells on her? Because if she's out there somewhere alive, that she would come running back to him. But he quit because he has knowledge of her not being alive at this point. That's what they're saying right here. Larry doesn't send another email to a spellcaster again until January 9th at 5:55 hours, when he asks that the spellcaster remove or stop hexing my wife May. Okay. At this point, Larry's focus shifts, and he sends emails through the beginning of February asking to punish the man with whom May had an affair. As of January 9th, Larry does not direct any more spells or hexes towards May, nor does he make any more requests for assistance with his crumbling marriage. See, that gives you an indication of knowledge. Larry was unexpectedly absent from work on January 7th and 8th. There you go, right? He was supposed to be at work, and he was absent on the day she disappears because he went to the beach with, I mean, who knows what was, you know, the mode of transportation, really. Larry did not go to work on January 6th, 7th, or 8th. Larry sent his boss text messages which appear to be screenshots of copies of text messages sent to Larry from May. The messages indicate, so he was using her phone to message himself. Or, let's see, the message indicated that May was seeking a divorce. Oh, and he was unraveling. Okay. Why would he send those to him? On January 8th, 2021. Yeah, he couldn't really send anything to himself. It'd be too obvious or something. Maybe that'll pop up later. Stupid. The messages indicate that May was seeking a divorce and Larry was unraveling. On January 8, 2021, Larry's family and boss were looking for him. And Anne could not find him. In fact, Larry's boss sent a message to May the morning of January 8, 2021, saying he was concerned because he hadn't heard from Larry, stating, "This is not like him to miss work. It has been a few days." So that boss, even showed how unusual it was for Larry to miss an actual day of work, the day that he would be likely disposing of May's body somewhere. Larry's father sent him a text message stating, Larry, please turn on your phone because Terry, your boss, is calling regarding your job. Based on the evidence, those closest to Larry cannot account for his whereabouts on January 8, 2021, as provided further in the body of this affidavit. Larry's alibi on January 8th cannot be corroborated. Larry stated that on January 8, 2021, he left at 6:45 a.m. to take his 4-year-old son to Solona Beach to give May her space. Larry claims he was with his son at Solona Beach the entire day. Security video captured Larry on January 8, 2021 at 5:58 hours moving his Lexus GX 460. The Lexus was already backed into the driveway with the nose facing towards the street, but Larry drove the Lexus into the street, then reversed it back into the driveway into almost the same position. It appears that Larry repositioned the Lexus at an angle as he backed into the garage. Due to the angle, detectives were unable to see into the Lexus or into the garage based on the way the car was positioned. Wow. Surveillance video does not capture whether Larry loaded anything into the back of the car. At 6:45 a.m., the Lexus GX 460 is seen leaving the residence, and it does not return to the residence until 6:06 p.m. So it was gone for 12 hours. And we're getting into the reading mode of the evening of January 8th, May's brother went to the house around 6:30. So it's weird because May's brother got to the house literally 24 minutes after he got home. Larry did. To check on her. The family had been communicating via group text, and May had stopped responding after January 7th. When he arrived at the residence, May's brother met with his 9-year-old niece. May's brother asked about May. His niece told him that May had been up in her room for the past 11 hours. The niece also said, his niece told him that May, so that's what she was told by, I mean, that's so weird because when Larry left with the 5-year-old, that means the other 2 daughters were at home thinking their mom was in the room the whole time, but just not answering the door. Like in her bedroom, because they had no idea that somebody would have killed somebody, like that Larry would have killed him. Hey, thanks, Nicole and Momo. Yeah, this is pretty interesting though. I like it. So I bet you the preliminary hearing has all of this stuff and then more details about all the different parts. So this is probably really good just if you want a breakdown of what's really in the preliminary hearing. Like going over this would probably be pretty good, but it sounds like it's been pretty interesting and almost entertaining in a way because his attorney's so shitty. Alright, so the brother stopped by, and the daughter said she's been up in her room for the past 11 hours. The niece also said She and her sister, the niece told May's brother that. The niece also said she and her sister had not been fed. May's brother, that's because May didn't come out of her room to feed you, right? But she's not even in the house. May's brother went inside the house, knocked on May's door, but never got an answer from her. May's brother never opened the door to look inside to confirm if May was inside. Wow, why not? According to May's brother, Larry, who was home, said, yes, right, because Larry was just home for 24 minutes. Said he had been at work all day and couldn't account for May's whereabouts. But he wasn't at work all day. He was at the beach, right? However, Larry changed his story halfway through the conversation and told May's brother he had taken his 4-year-old son to the beach. There you go. May's brother explained that after he checked on May, he went back downstairs and asked Larry to let him know when May comes out. May's brother left the residence and drove down the street to see if any other lights were on in May's room, and he did not notice any. Man, that's been creepy for him. Because they probably knew there was other stuff going on. And why wouldn't his sister answer the door when he's knocking? During initial stages of the investigation, Larry allowed detectives to speak with his children. The older 2 children were in virtual school and told detectives May would normally check on them periodically throughout the day while they were learning online. On Friday, January 8, 2021, May did not check on them. The older 2 children indicated they last saw May on Thursday, January 7, 2021. The children heard noises in the kitchen Friday, January 8, 2021, and assumed it was May but never actually saw her. When asked to indicate on a map exactly where he was all day on January 8, 2021, Larry pointed to Torrey Pines State Beach, which is approximately 4 miles south of Salona Beach. Larry initially stated he took his phone to the beach, but records show Larry's phone was off from 6:45 until 8:34. So he did sort of pulled a Bryan Kohberger, had it turned off during all the important times, but turns it on right when he gets home, and right when he left, he turned it off. The report generated from the download indicates a navigation event on January 8th at 3:29 hours for Larry's home address at 2413 Paseo Los Gatos. The system did not capture any additional locations or routes traveled on January 8th. Investigators have been unable to confirm Larry's whereabouts on January 8, 2021. Based on a review of Larry's cell phone activity, this extended 11-hour gap in cell phone activity was historically uncharacteristic. Weather reports for Torrey Pines on that day had a high of 63 Fahrenheit and a low of 50. Yeah, I guess you can be outside at even in January there. Here, it just would suck. It'd be like 42 degrees and raining or something, A search warrant was served at the residence on January 23, 2021. Detectives located a .223 5.56 rifle. The firearm is non-California compliant configuration and is unlawful assault rifle in violation of 30605 PC, which is a felony. There were 4 registered firearms to Larry, which are unaccounted for at the time of the search warrant. Larry could not disclose where the firearms were stating only that he gave them to a friend. Detectives later learned Larry gave them to his uncle to store for him because he knew law enforcement was coming. Detectives obtained security footage from a neighboring residence and obtained the following. On January 7, 2021, at approximately 9:57, the sound of 9 loud bangs, possibly gunshots, were recorded. What time is that? Seems like there was another time where we saw that 21 something. It was just up here. Remember that? We had another 21 something up here. I was trying to see what that was. Yeah, look at that. So 2021, there it is. Larry sent a screenshot of his account balance from one of his cryptocurrency applications to his two daughters. At 2021. Hey, thanks, Lilac Moon. So that means just 30 minutes later, he's shooting somebody. Or May. Okay, detectives obtained security footage from a neighborhood residence and observed the following on January 7th. We've heard that too, that's out there. At approximately 21:57 hours, the sound of 9 loud bangs, possibly gunshots, were recorded. Nothing visual was captured on footage. At 22:34 hours, kids could be heard playing in the backyard of the Miliete residence. The homeowner identified the voices as Miliete's kids because she had heard them playing on the prior occasions. The homeowner found it odd the kids were playing outside so late. It was school night and the past few nights. So why didn't he put the kids out before the shots? You know? So I think he wanted the kids out so that they could move the body inside the house. So the kids were playing outside, and then that's when May's body was moved to a transport mechanism, right? Something like that. Or put somewhere for storage so they couldn't see it. Yeah. The homeowner found it odd the kids were playing outside so late. FBI analysis who determined the recording was not of sufficient quality to accurately record and reproduce gunshot impulses and could not be scientifically classified as gunshot events. During the search on January 23, 2021, detectives searched a gun safe located in the coat closet off the front entryway on the first floor. Among the items seized were 2 Glock handguns, 1 shotgun, 1 rifle, multiple caliber ammunition, numerous firearm parts and add-ons, and 3 secure digital SD cards. Hey, thanks, Canadian Joe. Yeah, I've learned so much just from this article here, or the arrest warrant. I mean, that shows you guys right here the extent and the timing and everything. She said, "Thank you. Thanks for reading, Gray. We don't want you in jail. Super chat up, guys." You. Come on, rodeo clowns. Even if it's out of hate. FBI, let's see. So the audio recording of the loud bangs was provided to the FBI. They couldn't classify it as gunshots. During the search on January 23, 2021, detectives searched a gun safe located in the coat closet off the front entry on the first floor. Among the items seized were 2 Glock handguns, 1 shotgun, 1 rifle, multiple caliber ammunition, numerous firearm parts and add-ons, and 3 secure digital cards. As of January 23rd, there were 4 firearms registered to Larry, that were still unaccounted for, including a Smith & Wesson automatic 40 caliber handgun. On May 7, 2021, detectives served Larry with a gun violence restraining order. Per the order of Larry was to surrender his firearms to law enforcement in an immediate and safe manner. Larry did not comply with the order, and a search warrant was served at Larry's house at 2413 Paseo Los Gatos. The sole purpose of collecting all firearms, firearm parts, and ammunition. Let's see. That's what it said, for the sole purpose of collecting all those things. Detectives seized 3 of the 4 registered firearms they were unable to locate on January 23rd. Detectives also seized 2 registered Glock handguns Larry acquired after January 23rd, an additional unregistered firearm, numerous firearm parts, and thousands of rounds of ammunition. The Smith & Wesson 40 caliber handgun has not been located and remains outstanding. May was born on May 1st, 1981. She has 5 siblings and her parents are still living. May and Larry Miliete married in Honolulu, Hawaii on May 12, 2000. May was 19 years old when they married. Larry Miliete was born on September 24th, 1981. He was 18 years old when they got married. Larry Miliete currently works as an optician in the optometry department, Naval Medical Training Center in San Diego. As of June 2020, May Millete worked for the Department of Defense, DoD, at Southwest Regional Maintenance Center, San Diego, as a supervisor contract specialist. Effective June 21st, 2020, May changed jobs within DoD and began working as an administrative specialist at Naval Institution Warfare Center, NIWC. May excelled in her job and she was committed to her career. Through my investigation, I have learned that May was an avid cell phone user and regularly used her cell phone to communicate with friends, family, and to utilize social media. After January 7, 2021, at 8:15, she has not communicated with anyone via text, social media, or phone calls. I think she was either drugged or strangled or something not too long after he got back from his trip. Or not his trip. That was the night before. I mean, that night before, when her text went off, she was strangled or drugged. You know those drugs he was talking about? He could have had her really drugged out. And then she wasn't communicating. And then those gunshots happened at 9 something, I think it was, right? What was that? Yeah, it was 9:57, and then she stopped communicating at 8 something. So it's not too long after that you hear these gunshots. I don't know, maybe she was just strangled and the gunshots aren't related. Maybe they really weren't gunshots. Who the hell knows? But I think they were. It just seems, what are the odds that there's 9? It's also kind of stupid, though, to shoot guns in a tight little neighborhood like that and expect nobody to hear it. Thank you, Run the World and Ozzy Trisha. I was 40 minutes behind when I started and caught up at 1.75. It went quiet, and then I realized I was caught up. It's such a sad case. Her sister and husband searched every weekend. He wouldn't let the family see her kids. Yeah, that was all stuff from back then. Remember how he just kept the kids and nobody could see him at all. I mean, that's basically what you're saying. And I was wondering, though, he didn't want anybody to see them because they might have had more information. But it sounds like he kind of set it up the way he did intentionally, having them left at home, and he probably had her door locked, May's door locked, so they couldn't get in, and they just assumed their mom wasn't answering all day. And thank you up there to Run the World and Ozzy Trisha. Yeah, so her analysis of May's cell phone records indicate... Let me read. Where was I on this? Through the investigation I've learned... Okay, on September 21st, the investigation team conducted a study to precisely characterize the whereabouts of the victim's phone movement leading to her phone network termination at 1:25 in the morning on the 8th. Extensive phone record data was acquired and analyzed. The results of the study allowed law enforcement experts to conclude that on January 8th at 1:25 in the morning, May's phone was consistent to being in the San Miguel Ranch neighborhood, to include the Paseo Los Gatos address, so it was still at home. Analysis of May's cell phone records indicate her phone activity stopped on January 8th at 1:25 hours. The location data of May's cell phone indicates her phone did not leave her residential neighborhood, San Miguel Ranch, in Chula Vista while it was powered on. Investigation into May's financial accounts, including credit cards, show no purchase. Let me see. The location data of May's cell phone indicates her phone did not leave her residential neighborhood in Chula Vista while it was powered on. Yeah. Investigation into May's financial accounts, including credit cards, show no purchases or transactions other than late fees and or recurring charges since her disappearance. All of Larry and May's vehicles are accounted for, and May's passport is expired. Searches of the residence indicate May's items of value remain in the house, including jewelry, purses, and clothing. This case has received international media coverage. Her photograph has been posted by numerous news outlets and on various websites seeking information about her whereabouts. There have been no credible sightings of Mya Millete since she was last seen on January 7, 2021. Family and friends confirm that May was not suicidal and would never voluntarily leave her kids. May was in good health, was very active, had a successful career, and had plans for the future. Larry and May's marital problems escalated in 2020 and 2021. As the year progressed, May became more determined to file for divorce, and Larry became more desperate to keep the marriage intact. Based on statements, text messages, and emails, May was taking concrete steps to divorce or to leave the marriage. Let's see. Though Mya Milliete's body has not been found, it is my opinion, supported by information and evidence set forth in the affidavit, including attachment A, that the totality of the circumstantial evidence, witness statements, Larry's observed change in behavior, events leading to May's disappearance, and May's abrupt change in pattern of life provide probable cause to believe that Larry is responsible for causing May's death. Wherefore, your declarant prays for the assurance of a warrant for the arrest of the above. Okay, so there you go. That was pretty compelling arrest warrant there, don't we need to say? I was like, there's no really any other option available. Oh, good. So they've updated this already. So these are the days of the preliminary hearing. So I'm just going to read these ones. On January 11th, the preliminary hearing began for Larry Miliete. This is on CBS8.com. Charged with, now it says Maya's murder. CBS 8 learned there are 25 witnesses on the prosecution list. Up first on the witness stand, Destiny Johnson. She testified she works at Broaden Law Office in Chula Vista. She told the judge May contacted the office January 7th, 2021 to schedule an appointment with the divorce attorney. Johnson said she does the intake of clients. She spent several minutes with May on the phone. So apparently she was talking to some other guy, but apparently that guy was married or something. But I kind of wonder if that guy gave her the confidence to to finally do this, you know. She painted a picture of a woman who loved her children and was terrified of what her husband's reaction was going to be if he found out she was filing for divorce. This hearing is not a trial. There are no jurors. Evidence will be presented and witnesses will testify. In the end, Judge Dwayne Mooring, a former public defender and former San Diego prosecutor, will decide if there's enough evidence for Miliete to go to trial for murder. Well, of course there is. That's him right now. He doesn't look quite the same. That's the sister. Okay, now we're going to the 12th here. The Chula Vista forensic expert returned to the witness stand Thursday morning for day 2 of Larry Miliete's preliminary hearing, while Mya's sister, Maricris, spent the majority of the day answering questions from lawyers. Yeah, it seems like she was on the stand for a long time. She testified Thursday at Larry Miliete's preliminary hearing, a multi-week proceeding during which a judge will decide if there's enough evidence for Miliete to stand trial. She said tensions between May and Larry had become obvious during a series of family gatherings leading up to May's disappearance. She said the couples previously kept their arguments to themselves, but around that time they began displaying their irritation with one another in front of other family members. Mya Milliete's sister takes the stand. That's her right there. Then on the 13th, in the summer of 2020, Mya Millete told her younger brother Jay in a series of text messages that Larry Miliete was regularly monitoring her emails, messages, social media, financial activity. She said Larry was toxic and mentally abusive and had started becoming concerned about her interactions with other men. "I've stopped being friends with any guys," she texted her brother, who testified that Larry suspected his wife was having an affair and expressed a desire to get the other guy. Tabalanza testified Friday as part of a multi-week court proceeding in which a judge will decide if there is enough evidence. Yep. So then there's a weekend, and then the 17th here. And this is really like about as abbreviated as you can get because it was full days up there. After a 3-day break, the preliminary hearing for Larry Miliete, the Chula Vista husband accused of murdering his wife, resumed. For the first time, we heard from Mya Milliete's father, Pablito Tabalanza. He gave his testimony through an interpreter. The 72-year-old testified in 2020 he received more phone calls from Larry than usual. He said his son-in-law wanted him to talk to Mya for him. He also told the judge he went to the Miliete home in Chula Vista on January 9th after his son Jay told him something bad happened. Tabalanza testified Larry told him Mya was in the bedroom. Tabalanza went and knocked on the door and called out for his daughter. There was no answer. He then said he asked Larry if he had a key. He said Larry reached into his pocket, pulled one out, and opened the door. He said he was surprised Larry had a key because only Mya was supposed to have access to that room. Mya Millete, that's so bizarre to have a room in your house where only one person's supposed to have a key to it when you're married, you know? Like, all right, then here's on the 18th. Testimony continued Wednesday morning. Mya Milliete's sister-in-law, Genesis Tabalanza, that's one of my wife's kids' name is Genesis, to the witness stand on Wednesday. As other members of May's family have testified during Miliete's preliminary hearing, Larry began reaching out to them more frequently than ever before in 2020 for help regarding his deteriorating marriage. Several witnesses have also testified that May described Larry's behavior as controlling in the year leading up to her disappearance. Nicholas Tabalanza said Larry began calling and texting her frequently for advice on the marriage. At some point, Larry said he was becoming desperate. Wednesday's hearing also included testimony from Derek Sopp, who worked with May at the Navy Southwest Regional Maintenance Center, known as SWRMC. Sopp said in early 2020, Larry heard about a woman who accused May of having an affair with a subordinate employee. Sopp said it appeared to be a misunderstanding that he believed was subsequently cleared up. However, he testified that after Larry began emailing him with requests to separate May and another male employee, so he kept saying, hey, you need to separate them. In one such email, Larry wrote that he believed moving the other employee to a different division would help May reset herself. That, combined with the spells I've ordered, should do the trick. Yeah. He didn't say that last part. Just seeing if anybody's still listening. The preliminary, I probably won't get to the Murdaugh stuff. I was going to go do the whole start over again, but I'm just not going to have time. The preliminary hearing for Larry Miliete, the Chula Vista husband accused of murdering his wife, Maya, entered the 6th day on Thursday. Jappy Tabalanza, Maya's older brother, returned to the witness stand. He testified it was 2 days after his sister disappeared that he first suspected Larry had something to do with it. A close friend of missing Chula Vista woman, May Millete, testified Thursday about the last year of her friend's deteriorating marriage, including an incident in which she locked herself in a room after discovering her husband was trying to track her whereabouts. Christine Timmers testified Thursday in the preliminary hearing for May's husband, Larry Miliete, who is charged with murder. May Millete has not been seen or heard from since January 7, 2021. Then yesterday, that would have been Friday last week. Day 7 wrapped up. The first witness on the stand was Detective Jesse Vicente of the Chula Vista Police Department. He testified he took over the case after the responding officer told him it seemed suspicious. Thank you, Cindy Leon. Well, at least if there's a trial, we'll actually know what the hell's going on, right? So, that'll be good. He testified as part of his investigation. He canvassed the Miliete neighborhood and looked for surveillance footage. He told the judge a camera from a neighbor's home captured video from the Miliete home January 8, 2021, the day after Maya disappeared. Chula Vista Police Detective Lorenzo Ruiz testified about internet searches discovered on Larry and May's personal computers. One search made from Larry's computer was for subliminal wife training, Ruiz testified. Prior preliminary hearing testimony indicated May discovered a cell phone hidden beneath her bed that was playing a subliminal... Can you believe that? It was under the bed playing subliminal messages, which Larry explained to his sister-in-law involved recorded hidden messages such as, I love you or love me, that could be played amidst white noise. So it was playing in the background. It was supposed to be subliminal messages sent from her phone. Hey, thanks, Eugenie. And thank you very much, Cali Gal 3. I think you're in the notebooks I just sent out, I believe. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. Can you believe that, though? Yeah, 8675309 told me about it. I knew it was going to be in this write-up. There's no way you could leave something so ridiculous out. And then this is today, so here we go. Cross-examination continued of Detective Jesse Vicente, one of the lead investigators on the disappearance of Mya Millete. Detective Vicente testified hundreds of tips came in during the course of the investigation, and that included alleged sightings of May. He told the judge there were alleged sightings in Carlsbad. Why do they keep changing it up in this article from May to Maya? It's like, just pick one and stick with it, right? He told the judge there were alleged sightings in Carlsbad, Las Vegas, and Texas. He said all the tips were followed up on and none were credible. He also testified police investigated 2 ransom demands but did not find any credible leads. District Attorney Investigator Matthew Grindley testified Monday that he reviewed cell phone activity from Larry and May's phones. Now it's May again. Some of Larry's text messages with his work supervisor were displayed in court, which showed that Larry regularly confided with his supervisor regarding his wife's desire to divorce him. On January 6, 2021, Larry showed his supervisor screenshots of text messages May sent him. One of those read, "I don't want to be your wife anymore. I'm filing whether you like it or not. I should have left a long time ago, and this time I'm not going to look back and say that again." Larry called off from work that day because he was mentally, physically, and emotionally spent. Oh, jeez. It's just so obvious. Hold on a second. Thank you, Leah Ford. And what are these?
What was the reason for you checking for the Uber deliveries to
Oh yeah, this is his attorney. All right, so this is the audio from the FedEx driver shipping. Apparently, like Maya's body. That's what I bet herself, like alive, like she was alive in a package or something. Let's hear what it says. I'm not going to play the video.
What was the reason for you checking for the Uber deliveries to the Miliete residence?
That's him right there.
To see if there was a possibility that May had left the residence not in one of her vehicles, but had gotten picked up by somebody.
And that would be Uber.
That is correct.
How about FedEx? I'm sorry? FedEx.
So first she asked about Uber. Did you check for Uber? That makes sense, right? Like, did she get in an Uber vehicle? And then the next one was, how about FedEx? They're like, I'm sorry?
What?
You know what's cool about that? That was sort of like when Lori Daybell said, "Excuse me," to the cop when she was like so incredulous, like, what are you saying? You know, she said, "Excuse me?" Did you hear that? Somebody said, "Excuse me," in the background there?
That is correct.
How about FedEx? I'm sorry? FedEx.
I'm sorry, what?
Would that be a possibility also? That perhaps she was picked up by FedEx truck?
What do you mean by that? As a passenger in a package? What do you mean by FedEx?
Well, it would be the same thing with Uber. Would she be in a package?
Would she be in a package? I thought that was like, I thought I was going to find another, I thought there was going to be another plausible explanation for that. But there really wasn't.
Well, Uber's design is as a passenger. FedEx's design is as a package. So I'm kind of confused with your question.
So rephrase your question.
What was the reason for you checking for the Uber deliveries to the Miliete residence?
Oh, that was just playing again. Let me get the other one. There was a second.
So rephrase your question. Yes, FedEx does not transport
Live people or even dead people.
FedEx will transport a package. If you want to ask him if there were any packages delivered or
Well, you know what? God, this is a genius. We all just figured out how to save money on a trip. Just package yourself up and go to Florida or something. It might only cost $200. You know what I mean? Just package yourself up, have FedEx come here, put a little hole at the top with a straw. You can suck through it. Never mind when your cabin isn't pressurized up there. You'll make it, though. It'll be just fine.
Or sent from that location.
God, that's going to be
You have
great.
to take your FedEx package again.
Yes, well, that's what I was going to ask him, if there were any, if he investigated whether there were big boxes or.
Were any really big boxes that she shipped herself away in?
needed to be picked up by a truck.
Okay, please give him a time frame.
During the time you were investigating the disappearance of Miss Millete, did you have an opportunity to check other truck vehicles that could have picked up a box?
Yeah. Wow. That's got to be fake. Come on. I think they're just setting it up to have a mistrial, don't you think? That is ridiculous. That just doesn't even sound even slightly true. I mean, I think that's somebody's being punked right there. Yes, did you check Uber or Lyft to see if she'd gotten a ride somehow and left that residence? Yes, we did, ma'am. Did you check whether or not she packaged herself up into a box and had FedEx take her out as a delivery? Excuse me? That is the craziest damn thing I've ever heard. Wow. You know what? This is one time where there should be, like those shows where there's that button that you press where you move on to the next round regardless? This should be the one where you press where she loses her law license on the spot. Like just... You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a good time to do that one, isn't it?
Come on, man. What's wrong with you?
I think the last one works the best, but it's for a guy, though.
This guy may be
This gal.
like the dumbest person on the face of the earth.
Yeah.
That's just one step above stupid. Have you lost the last 3 brain cells?
Wait, hold on. Let me do this again.
Checking for the Uber. What was the reason for you checking for the Uber deliveries to the Miliete residence?
To see if there was a possibility that May had left the residence not in one of her vehicles, but had gotten picked up by somebody.
And that would be Uber.
That is correct.
How about FedEx? I'm sorry? FedEx.
Have you lost the last 3 brain cells, or do you just have cabbage for brains?
That perhaps she was.
Oh, man. That can't be real. I think somebody edited something somewhere. That is mind-boggling. How about this one?
5 brain cells, 4 aren't working.
That's better. Let me get that second one again.
So rephrase your question. And yes, FedEx does not transport people. FedEx will transport a package. If you want to ask him if there were any packages delivered or sent from that location, and I think you have to take your FedEx package again.
Yes, well, that's what I was going to ask him, if there were any, if he investigated whether there were big boxes or any structure that needed to be picked up by a truck.
5 brain cells, 4 aren't working.
Yeah, wow. I think you probably would have, Gal 3. I'd like you should call in sometime and tell us how that all works. You know, when they're talking into that thing, or you're typing and you're getting all the notes and you have to be all accurate. And then you can roll back and say, here's what you said. That'd be pretty cool. We're going to have to have you call in one of these times, Gal 3, and tell us all about it. Yeah, cool. That'd be sweet. Wow. I'm not sure if there's anywhere to go on a show after that. That's unbelievable. So anyways, what do you guys think about all that? Other than that last part. I think it's so damning. I mean, it's not even just damning. He is the killer. I mean, if the judge doesn't go, oh yeah, then the judge is dumb. You know, you don't even need to keep going here, to be honest with you. They've already done enough. I don't know why it needs to keep going on for weeks. This is already enough where he's guilty as hell. I mean, that's it. There's only one person that would have done it, and it's him. And it's obvious based on that information. But I guess if they have more damning stuff, why not put it all out there? You know? Make it even more overwhelming, I guess. Being extra cautious. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably with the lack of body. But man, it's so clear. I mean, he's got these spells going. But one of the biggest things that make it really obvious is that he didn't continue to want the same spells because he knows that she's not alive anymore. I mean, he's not at home. She's not at home, right? So if she's not at home, that means he still needs to figure out how to get her to come back and use the spells. But he quit doing those at that point. So to me, that's absolute consciousness of guilt right there. I mean, consciousness of guilt, but also more like he has knowledge that she's not alive. Who's Kathy and Amy? Are there 2 people's birthdays today? Well, this is the end of the show. Right now. Who's Kathy and Amy, though? Thank you, Miranda Lee. Oh. I don't know who they are, like Kathy who and Amy who. And you need to put their whole names in there. Oh, Amy Fountain, okay. Oh, and Kathy Shiflett, okay. How come you guys didn't say, look at it, it's somebody's birthday? Mary Lou, you got some birthdays to do. Alright?
Again, Gray? I was already asleep.
Well, get the hell up.
Gosh. Whose birthday is it?
Well, it's Amy Fountain and Kathy Shiflett, okay? All right, do it.
Happy birthday to Amy Fountain and Kathy Shiflett. Happy birthday to Amy Fountain and Kathy Shiflett. Happy birthday, dear Amy Fountain and Kathy Shiflett. Happy birthday to you.
You mean like use, like plural for you?
Yeah, like 2 Utes.
2 Utes? What the hell? Oh, from Vinny, my cousin Vinny. Right.
Happy birthday to Utes.
And many more.
Thank you, John Boy.
Yeah, well, that's not too bad. And yes, happy birthday, Amy Fountain. And Kathy Shiflett. Yeah, happy birthday, you guys. Yeah. Yeah, that is pretty funny. That movie. It's ridiculous. So, anyways, you guys, that's going to do it for tonight, all right? I think we'll give out another Wow Just Wow mug later. Wow. Just wow. Do you guys still see that on social media? That's why we even brought it up, because it's one of the most overused sort of like, you see something and you go, wow. Just wow. Oh, it's Paulette Leonard's birthday today too? What the hell? Nobody told me it was her birthday. Huh? When did it become her birthday? Oh, Jesus, you guys. God, it's ridiculous. All right, here we go. Hey, Mary Lou. It's Paulette Leonard's birthday. Thanks, Nicole.
Again? Oh, my voice. I need my voice. I need some honey water.
Oh, your voice isn't that good, believe me. Just sing the damn thing, okay?
All right. Who's it for?
It's for Paulette Leonard.
Oh, Paulette Leonard. I like her, I think. I don't think she likes me very much, though.
Yeah, I'm not really sure either. I think you're sort of hot and cold with her. But go ahead and sing it, all right?
La-di-da, la-di-da, la-la.
Would you just quit the practicing? Just sing the damn thing right now. The birthday, okay? Go ahead.
Gosh, Gray. It's a happy moment. You seem so upset.
Well, I'm just upset at how slow you are, okay? It's ridiculous. Just sing happy birthday, for God's sakes.
Okay. Happy birthday to Paulette Leonard. Happy birthday to Paulette Leonard. Happy birthday, dear Paulette Leonard. Happy birthday to you.
And many more.
Wow, you sounded absolutely wasted, Mary Lou, or like drunk, or what was going on there?
No, I just smoked more cigarettes, Gray. My voice is a little whacked out.
Oh, so yeah, you're right. You didn't sound wasted. You sound like your voice was struggling a little bit. What were you not smoking the low-cal ones that I told you about?
I did, Gray. I really like those. They're fantastic. I'm thinking of doing the ones with resin and mint flavored.
The mint-flavored cigarettes. Boy, that'll really freshen your breath right up there, won't it, Mary Lou?
Yes, I was thinking the same thing.
Wow, very strange. Very, very, very strange there. Okay. Well, that's it, everybody. All right, let me get to... So thank you earlier to Mike D. Experience. Mike D. And then it was on to Scott Holland, Momo, Teresa Murray, Quietly Frozen, the coolest name in YouTube history. K-Me, Circa Then. I like that name. You gotta admit, that's a cool name. Circa Then, right? Candlely Woodward Stone, Mag with a double cat eye, Lexala, Holly G, Metallic 8, Candace Hill, Ashy Snow, new member Christina F, Ashy Snow, Tracy Harrison, Tosh, new member Jen, Nicole, We also had a new member up there, Christina F. And then Jen. Then Nicole, Momo. Then a new member, Lumbrouge. Sheppy Mom. JJ Famu, a new member. Mag. Wild Mountain Time. Lori Will. Kathy Shiflett. Happy birthday. Canadian JoJo. Stereophonic Mom. David Hughes. My half-brother. Ray Ray. Not Your Average Chick. Timothy Cecil. Jamie. 8675309 for the Spellcaster Fund. Yeah? You want to fly by? Okay. Momo, Nicole, Lilac Moon, Canadian JoJo, Run the World, Ozzy Trisha, Cindy Lynn, Eugenie, Callie Gal 3, Leah Ford, Callie Gal 3, Miranda Lee, Nicole, and Canadian JoJo. And thanks to all of you, and thanks Nicole right at the end there for getting me Paulette Leonard's birthday on there. And then also on PayPal we had a couple in there. Oh, well, she told me in a PayPal that that's funny. I should have known. I should have seen it. So Paulette in there. And yes, we'll send you, hope that address is probably good. I'll send you a notebook there. Very cool. And so it's Paulette Leonard and Heidi Ho from the chat getting notebooks. All right. I think one of these days I'm gonna make a packet or something. It's gonna be like, I don't know what it would be, a notebook, a pen, maybe a sticker and just other things, and just kind of load up the packet, What do you guys think of that? Just find more items to put in there. Maybe a magnifying glass, Sherlock Holmes, whatever the hell it is. But anyways, here we go. We're going to do a spin here. But anyways, I think it's interesting. Then you think the part about even the Bryan Kohberger thing was a little bit interesting, how there really isn't any time for him to, it's just like he drove there and just came right back, like just did a loop to check. I wouldn't even be surprised if he did a similar loop where he drove down there and then he went on Willantra Drive and then did a loop around and then left. Boom. Something like that. I don't know if it'd be a mystery box. That'd be kind of weird, wouldn't it? What would I put in the mystery box? Oh yeah, a Under Armour. I can't really do a visor. I don't know. I'll have to see. A Snickers bar. There you go. What's the wheel for, and how can you enter? The wheel is for if you send in a super chat of $5 or more. I just do a thing at the end where somebody can win something if they want to. They're not sending super chats into play. It's just like, hey, why not give people a chance to win a item of some sort, You know what I'm saying? I don't have to do it. And if you guys don't want to do that anymore, it's fine with me. You're gonna want to go there? I don't know what that means. All right, here we go. Oh, come there. From Canada? All right, here we go. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. I was looking around. I found on the other Google Earth, the internet version, it shows you all of the 3D places, and there's only a few that are just terrain, like the place I go. So that's why I like going there, because it gets so... You know what's weird, too? If I leave it on there and I go do something and I come back, it's crazy how detailed everything is. I'm going to go there right now and let it sit there while we're... Maybe the other one. Let's see. I mean, there's cities that have it. Yeah, I like this one for some reason. So I'm just going to let it sit here. All right, everybody, we're going to spin, and this is going to be for the wow, just wow mug. You guys ready? Here we go. Look at that. Candace Hill wins the wow, just wow mug. Yeah. Oh, by the way, did you guys see Victor? He sent me an email. I put it in the community section. If you guys want to check it out. Yeah, I was thinking of like bumper stick, you know, something. Yeah, I'll just think of something. Yep. All right, you guys. Well, look at the background there. Look at the coolness of that. See, it gets really clear if you let it sit here for a while, because it starts putting in, there's so many little details that they have. Yeah, see, like if you let it sit here for a little bit, I mean, look at, you can see the cracks and everything. It's crazy. They should let you export this stuff. It'd be amazing. Then you could bring it right into like 3D Studio Max or something, and just, it'd be a scene already built. You know, look at me, look how cool that is right there. Isn't that awesome? All right, you guys. We'll come back and do this in a minute. Yes. So thank you guys all for your support. I really appreciate it. Thanks for all the new members. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. And we donated $500 to, I think it was it Nick Meck? Yeah, Nick Meck tonight. So this month so far, we've already given out 3,000. I'm going to try to do another 3 at the end of the month. Get us up to 6. Last year, we did 3 to start the year. So that would already put us way ahead of last year. So if we can do 6,000 from my income, you know, each month, that would get us up to 72,000 for the year. That'd be pretty crazy, wouldn't it? I mean, almost ludicrous if you think about it, but you know, just is what it is. This last year we did 62, the year before 42, and the year before that 22. So 22, 42, and we are at 129 right now since January 2020. I know that's not good enough for some people out there, but I think it's pretty awesome. So, that being said, everybody, thank you very much for watching, and tomorrow we'll probably go over the Murdaugh stuff that I didn't go over tonight, because I was going to go over the actual full timeline, and we can look at some of these other cases that were inside of their cases. I've got all those, and got the little org chart picture that I had, and should be interesting, because that case is going to trial here soon, and that would be great for everybody to have a little bit of background on it. Yeah, they're doing the jury selection today. I can't think of anything more boring to listen to than jury selection. It's just, I mean, they make it sort of funny sometimes, but, you know, it's just, wow. Nothing at all related to the case. It's just, and it's not even, it's just audio. So, anyways, thanks everybody for being here. We'll see you guys tomorrow. And, as I always say, everybody, until next time. And by the way, thank you, mods. I always say this, but, or not every show, but a lot of shows. Thank you very much for your support out there and getting rid of the trolls. And thanks for everybody being here and being freaks. All right. Hopefully you guys appreciate the way we do the show over here, where, you know, I try to do it in a way where you sort of think through things as you're doing it instead of just, here's the information, next. Right. Don't forget to change your title. Not trying to be a know-it-all spaz weirdo. See, I don't know. Spaz was, it's just not, it's more of a, spaz is sort of a positive term. You know, oh, you spaz. Don't spaz out on me, a little goof. You know, maybe you used it differently than I did, but I never had spaz. Yeah, changing my title to not trying to be a know-it-all spaz weirdo. Yeah, I figured that's probably what you did. All right, you guys, we'll see you later. And as I always say, everybody, until next time, be safe out there. Thank you, Jody Williams, right there at the buzzer. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person.
Not even one? How about yourself?
Well, myself, of obvious. Dissector. Plug rejector, I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya
On a stretcher.
If you try and play me like an old
Projector.
Crime sector is my nectar.
Nectar.
Professor Grader's gonna give another lecture.
Lecture.
Crime collector, freak connector.
Nectar.
And I'm always gonna be a pup protector.
Protector.
Fool deflector, interceptor.
Scepter.
And I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all.
Just remember,
I've a temper fucking check ya.
I have no agenda. I'm the pretender. And I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya
on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody. Talk to you later.
Good night, everybody.
Hey, we're doing a flyby, Mary Lou.
Oh, cool, yeah, about Paul Bunyan's toilet.
No, I don't know if we're going to the Paul Bunyan's toilet one, but I'm sure you'll like it. Okay. See, look how clear that is right there.
Yeah, it sure is, Gray. Wow. It's almost like being there. I mean, it's crystal clear. I mean, it looks like...
Would you just watch the damn video?
Gosh, Gray, you're so mean. Just kidding, Gray, just kidding. Oh, jail next time! You're so mean! Yeah, Moofies, he's so mean to me! Did you hear what Ray said? Gee! yeah.
Let's see. Ojato Monument Valley, Arizona. Well, that's what I thought too. You know, I thought it was kind of cool. That's why I paused there. Very cool looking area there. I guess this is in Arizona. I always thought this stuff was in Utah, but you know. Anyways, all right, everybody. Thank you all for being here and hanging out with the freaks. No problem, Mac. You know, so anyways, we'll see you guys a little bit, well, tomorrow, I guess is what it would be. Who knows? I mean, tomorrow's going to be we're going to go over Murdaugh, but there's always something else out there. You just never know. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. As I always say, everybody, until next time,
be safe out there.
Hello. Be safe out there, everybody.
That's what I said.
I know, but I said, forget. All right, see you guys later.
Come on, man. What's wrong with you? Did you hear what I said? There's mosquitoes the size of bald eagles in that dadgum swamp. 5 brain cells, 4 aren't working. You know, that's just one step above stupid. Have you lost the last 3 brain cells, or do you just have cabbage for brains?
Huh? It's a house!